Hello, everybody. We're back, and we are launching our pitches. I hope everybody is ready. Jury, are you there? Startups, I just wanted to remind you that you have 5 minutes to present, 10 minutes to answer the questions from the jury. And I wish you everybody the best of luck. At 5:30, when we come back with the jury, we will be announcing who we think has been the best presenter today, the most prospect startup to watch for. And we're really looking forward to working with all of you. I have to say, I've talked to you all, and I'm really impressed with what you're doing, the impact that you're bringing to the world, and the very big energy and work that you're putting into all of this, so that I am sure that we are all here to help you through these stages and to push you forward with how we can do that. Thank you, everybody. I will ask each of the jury to please take 30 seconds and present themselves, and also let us know why they're excited to be with us today and what their expectations can be. So maybe we can actually start with Camille.
Hi, Gaia. Thanks for having me. I'm Camille Segram. I work at Stripe, which is a payments processing company. I am quite excited to hear all of your pitches. I actually worked with Gaia at Impact Hub previously before Stripe. What I'm looking for are scalable ideas and ideas that are pitches that show kind of the growth and the full potential of the company.
Thank you, Camille, so much for being so short and sweet, and it's such a pleasure to see you and here at the Western Balkan demo day after working with you in the Impact Hub network. So how about Naja, who's actually here from the Impact Hub studio? Sure.
I just put it here, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hi guys, so my name is Nadia. I'm a head of business development at Lemlist. We're actually a company that went from 0 to 10 million in 2.5 years, bootstrapped in annual recurring revenue. So I'm quite curious to actually see how your plans are for client acquisition actually, and how you're going to plan to find the product market fit and then further develop your growth as you're growing potentially your startup. So that's it for me. I'm quite interested to see more about your growth and revenue ideas.
Thank you so much. Kyle.
Yeah, so that's actually the same thing that I'm really looking forward to hearing about, is customer acquisition strategy, which from my experience is usually poorly explained by early stage founders. So really excited to hear about what you guys are doing. A little bit about me. I work at Deal, which is a unicorn. We help with remote and international hiring and payroll. We've raised over $645 million with A16Z, Spark Capital, and some others. I've been in startups for 10 years, co-founded a enterprise SaaS company, and I've had varying degrees of successes and failures. So I've been in your shoes before. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys are doing.
Thank you, Kyle, so much. Diana.
Hi, everybody. Nice to meet you. My name is Diana. I'm Executive Director, co-founder of Foundation 787 from Bosnia and Herzegovina. We are supporting startups and MSMEs in Bosnia to grow. And I'm looking forward to see what kind of diversity and new ideas we have in the region, and hopefully something that can be scalable and successful story that we in the region would be very proud of.
It's fantastic. We really have multiple geographies present today, with both the startups and the juries from the US to the Western Balkans. So, we heard about Jacopo, but please let us know once more why you're excited to be here with us.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jacopo Toccacelli, VP of Engineering at ShippyPro, an e-commerce shipping hub solution. I'm very excited to be here to see and hear new ideas and new products that can have an impact in the world for everyone.
And Marco.
Hi, I'm Marco Nannini. I'm part of the board of Impact Hub Global, and I'm the founder, not the founder, but the owner of Impact Hub Milano, Florence, and Torino. And we work like an incubator, and we have we manage two group of business angels. I'm here to see if there is some startups that it's ready for our group of business angel, especially for the women one. And that's it. The other point, it's all the same.
Thank you, everybody, again. Without further ado, I'm just going to remind everybody about the lineup. So Neuroblast is going to be the first one to present. Then we're going to have the GAPEC, Shopnosis, who's actually here at the Impact Hub, and Moto. So, Andre, are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Marco is also with me, and we are both our co-founders. And I think that it would be the best if Marco started, because it was, let's say, his idea, his and his wife. Marco.
Okay. Hi there. My name is Marko Grujic. I'm a hardware and software engineer, and I'm one of the co-founders with Andre and my wife of the Neuroblast. My wife is a CEO, but she's not here at the moment because she has a really important job in the clinical center of Serbia with some organizing trials. So she will not be with us today, but I will try to, fulfill her role in this pitches. So basically, Neuroblast is co-founded and is founded because of her, and because she got the multiple sclerosis in 2017 after the childbirth. She got diagnosed with it, and she, of course, went to all kinds of clinics and tried all kinds of therapies. But one of the most efficient, maybe most efficient therapy was the neuroplasticity. She tried that on the one, let's say, special clinic in Niš, and her condition improved a lot, her movements and her physical overall condition. But you can go to that clinic only for a month and a half, and it's very expensive and very demanding with time and everything, because you are away from your family. And when she came back, she asked me if I can make the device that can help her work out at home. So basically, we made the device, we made the software, and we made the video games. The most important thing that I just want to mention, that neuroplasticity is rehabilitation, and Neuroblast rehabilitation is based on neuroplasticity, which means that some of the destroyed brain functions can be acquired by another group of neurons. So in neuro rehab, we are creating new synapses between those neurons, and that is established by repeating motions with damaged extremities, and everything is stimulated by visual stimulation. So basically, it's very efficient, and we are making the whole package. Our device has multiple sensor device. Communication is over Bluetooth. Device is portable, and it's operated on batteries. So most important thing is that is independent of the platform. It will work on iOS, Android, or Windows on PCs. And Andre will tell a little bit more about it, but Neuroblast is already won two largest startup competitions in the last year on StarTech and now on Catapult, and we were presenting it on Dubai Expo. And there we made a really great contacts with some lead physician, neuro physicians in our country. Hence the starting the trials on Clinic Center of Serbia. So basically, we are still working a lot. We made one A-class video game, and we already made some 4 much smaller games, but we are working to increase the number of games. And the final goal is to have the platform where all the people that have neural diseases, like multiple of cerebral paralysis for the children, it's very effective there, because for kids it's very hard to make them work out. And we will make a portal where you will be able to have a co-op, a multiplayer, and we are tracking all your progress and everything. So basically that's it for me. I try to be the short as I can be.
Okay, so let me continue. But I heard that a few of you wants to ask how is going to acquire make an acquisition on our patients, or their patients, actually our users. Mostly we are working, talking already with a few huge companies that are actually making drugs for these diseases, and they have already reached to several, let's say, patient associations, and they have a huge impact on this. Also, because of our marketing, we actually already have questions from all around the region for a start, and people are asking us how they can buy the product.
Super sorry.
Sorry?
I am super sorry. Your time is up, but we can
sorry.
continue actually
Okay.
with questions, so that you have a
Sure,
chance to answer what you haven't already communicated. And just a reminder for everybody, if you do have a presentation and want to share the slides, please do that by sharing your screen. Thanks. Anybody from the jury?
Yeah, I can start. Thank you guys for presentation. Ever since I read the book, The Brain That Changes Itself, I fell in love with neuroplasticity, and I was thinking at that time, oh, it would be great to use new technology to make it more available to people. So I love the idea. However, I think you just came to the business part, which we want to understand, and that is who would be your users and what would be the revenue model. And I definitely want to hear where you are, at which stage of that path. Thanks.
Okay, so users we have B2B or B2C part, of course. B2C are actually the patients, and B2B are can be hospitals or some physical centers for the physical rehabilitation, because we don't have health claim. We are just a post-rehabilitation device. And the reason for it, because we wanted to go on the market fast and help as many people as we can. About the revenue model, because you have a device and you have games. So we have two parts that you're actually paying. First, you pay for the device, and the price of the device is going to be around, let's say, premium mobile phone. So everybody can buy it. And also you will have some kind of monthly part of that you're going to pay to play the games. What also can be one of our revenue streams is the games, because you're going to have some games for the free, but because you need for neuroplasticity, you have to do it all the time. So you can buy some other games if you get, let's say, bored with the games, because one neurologist said the problem with multiple any similar diseases is these diseases are not sprints; they're actually marathons. So you have, when you have a user, you have it for life. because they need to practice each and every day. And part, maybe Marco can tell you where we are.
Okay. Currently we have the golden sample of the product. We have 3 working prototypes. After we won the funds on the catapult, now we are starting the preparation for the mass production. So basically everything, we have everything prepared. We are just starting the mass production and working on video games. We already have 4, but we are now making the A titles and very well designed 3D games. So
Anyone else have a question?
Sorry.
Please, Kemal.
Yeah, congratulations on your startup. It's a very important product and just initiative overall. I have just a question more around the customer acquisition, because I think it's important that you've identified this B2B and B2C model, which is kind of nice. It spreads opportunity even wider, but how will you go about actually acquiring particularly the B2C customers, and just like, you know, what's going to be your methodology, and do you have already any acquired now that, you know, you've already secured for a pilot or anything like that?
Okay, thanks for a question. Well, word of mouth in this kind of business is really, really important. So this is the reason why we are talking with the patient, let's say, associations, because even when we just put some ads, let's say, it's not even ads, posts on LinkedIn, people are actually approaching us. And I have, since 2 days ago, there was one guy who called me, and he has 3 persons who have the MS, and they are actually wanted to buy it. We are still not selling. The idea is start to selling on Q4 this year, and we still don't want to, let's say, take somebody's money before it's already made. The next step actually for us is to make, that's why Maria is not here with us, to make some kind of, let's say, research, but it's not clinical research, but the research. And we want to show, like, to showcase that it's working. We know it's working, but it's much easier when you have the doctors who's going to evaluate the data, because we know it's working, because Maria is actually our guinea pig. So this is how we're doing this, how we're doing this thing, and how we're testing it. But I think it will be much easier when it's done like that. Also, we have talking with some clinics from around Serbia, and they are really interesting to see how it's working, because they have the similar devices, but the devices are actually with big ones that you cannot actually use at home. And it's going to be really interesting for them, so they can somehow prolong the period that the person have to go to the new rehabilitation. And it's good for them because they don't have a space for everyone, and it's really, really expensive. When I say it's expensive, when Marco said it's expensive, it's like 300 euros a day. So imagine you have to be 60 days for 300 euros a day, and that's only for one part, and you have to go 2 or 3 times a year. It's really, really expensive.
Correct.
I'd like to understand if you have any protection from competitor that you mentioned before, and patent or whatever.
Well, maybe Mark can tell you, but more. But for the competitors, we have actually more like the companies that we can be like symbiotic, because nobody's making something that is for the home use. And the companies that are actually building the big ones, actually we can be just helping them to help the patients, because it's not on the same, we're not working on the same level. So the devices that they're making for the rehabilitation centers. And with our device, they can prolong the help of the patients?
In short, we don't have a competition in the market that we want to acquire. We would like to acquire the homes of the people with those diseases. Of course, the device will go to the clinics, and that's why, as Andrei said, that's why Maria is not here, because she's negotiating the trial in the clinical center of Serbia, our largest hospital. And because there we will have for sure a test group, and there will be a patient who will wear Neuroblast, and our lead neuro doctors will monitor them, and if everything is as it's supposed to be, they will continue research and suggest, and most important, their input will be available to the development itself, because this kind of products, there is a competition as under Kravchuk, but those are all, I mean, two of them, three, really big companies that are making the devices that cost, tens of thousands of euros, $500,000, and it's intended only for clinical use with designated hardware and software dedicated. So, an example, only the computer costs around 10,000 euros. So, it's a different stuff. It's very important the main what we are trying to get with Neuroplast is the continuity in the workout, because that is the most important thing for these people that got neuro damaging diseases. The continuity, because even though that clinics are great, clinics with neuroplasticity, there is only 2 in the region, in Zagreb and Niš, but and they're great, but very expensive, and you can go there, a month, a year. And for neuroplasticity, continuity is the most important part. So
Marco, sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
We had another question, but next time. Sorry.
No problem.
Thanks for your time.
Carla, the GAPEC, are you there?
I'm here. Hi, guys. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm here, but I just cannot see my presentation here. I don't know what happened.
Can you share your screen?
Yeah, I'm trying to, but something is not actually working, and I'm not happy because of it. But what can I do right now? Let me.
Just a second. If it's from our side,
okay. It's here.
Okay.
It's here. No problem.
Okay.
We're here. Okay, great. So you're seeing the screen?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, I would like all the best to Marco and Maria. It was really touching for me. But okay, let's start totally another topic. So I'm Carlo Ferreri. I'm CEO of the GPEC. It's carpooling for packages platform. So what we are doing, the problems we are solving. Maybe the best thing is that I tell you how it all happens. So I will basically go through some real life scenarios. So also like a startup previous, it's also in the family, but the founders are my brother and me. And our mother went to a seaside. It was like 3 or 4 hours from Zagreb. And she's a really like stylish lady, and she packed all her stuff like shoes and dresses, a lot of shoes, a lot of dresses, but she forgot her blood pressure medicine. And when she went there at the seaside, she called me. It was Friday afternoon, and I went to the postal office, and the best delivery time I got, it was Tuesday. And then I went to DHL, it was Friday afternoon. Actually, I was willing to pay whatever they asked me. I just needed a fast delivery, but it was not an option at all. The Monday afternoon was the best time. So my brother is Italian, he's always solving his mom's problem. And then he called a friend of a friend who happened to drive in that direction. And actually she got her medicine in only a few hours. Basically, the next day, idea for GPEC was born, as he's working in logistics, I'm in IT. And now we have a community in Croatia of 4,000 users. After we launched this MVP, a lot of small agriculture producers contact us, because especially now during pandemics, you know, everyone in the cities, we all want to eat healthy. And for them, it's really not the same if they deliver a salad. The salad basically needs to be fresh. So if you are delivering in only 2 hours or if you're sending it with postal office in 2 days, you cannot measure it. And on the other side of supply chain, of course, you have drivers, especially now. I don't know, in Croatia, the liter of gas is €2. Is totally crazy now. And you know, everyone wants to share costs, especially commuters from work to work, students, and etc. So those are the problems we solve in real-time examples. Of course, we as a platform, we are promoting green logistics. We are using existing resources, so basically we are diminishing CO2 emission, and also we are always promoting to our users towards our media, Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, that they pack really light. You know, when you are ordering anything online, you have a plastic in a plastic, then those really bubbles that it's really good for your nerves, but not so good for environment. And we are always, you know, encouraging our users to package really, really light. Of course, in the future, we will give incentive for electric car owners. To sum it up, why now? Package market is growing rapidly. There is a recession, unfortunately, and need for new revenue. We are promoting eco-friendly model, agro-needs fast delivery. Erste Bank did a survey in Croatia. It was actually before pandemic, and the result was that 74 of respondents would share cost while driving. Now I'm sure the percentage is even higher. So the both markets are rising. Package market is rising, even 30%. Share market is also rising. So even if we take a small amount of it, the project is profitable. There are a lot of, let's say, companies who are dealing with packages right now, but we are the only one who implemented carpoolers and, let's say, even long distance delivery. The only one who is actually doing the same job as we are some specific Facebook groups, but we don't see them really as competitors, but mostly as early adopters, and actually they are. In only a few months of going live, we now have this MVP. We have more than 4,000 users, and we already did deliveries to Austria, Germany, Slovenia, Ireland, even to Italy. We are supported by the biggest unicorn in this region, Infobip. We are part of their Infobip startup tribe, and we as a team, we are all seniors. We'll have 20 years of experience in logistics, business development, IT, design, and financials.
We'll continue with the questions from the jury, and just a reminder to the jury, please do complete the score card sheets and send them.
I have a quick question just on your pricing model. Can you maybe walk through how you guys are, and if you're revenue positive at this point? It's a great traction so far.
Yeah, it's a great traction. Actually, we are now we launched this, let's say, MVP because we really wanted, you know, to test the market and to implement lesson learned for further expansion. We did have some, let's say, smaller B2B revenue, but now for C2C customers, we are not taking revenue because we are now launching the better platform with e-commerce in it and everything. And about the pricing, so the model is similar. I don't know if you ever used to BlaBlaCar, like BlaBlaCar plus packages minus people. So basically the drivers are setting the price, and the package senders are searching the drivers, and then they are basically picking the best match or the driver with best grades. And we will only take a percentage, like fee. And also, of course, the platform is very widespread. Even today, we had meetings with insurance companies, We had today also meeting with the telco company, you know, because they all see this platform as a ground base for maybe promoting their services.
Hi, Carlo. I have a quick question around your go-to-market strategy. How are you planning to expand to new territories?
We are now in Croatia. We are basically we are doing market research, and for next territory, the first thing that we will do, what we find out now in market testing, the good thing is to first to contact these, let's say, agro hubs, because they really need this fast delivery. And this will be our grand platform. And also, even now we have, let's say, when you say market expansion, one day I just put like by accident, because we wanted, you know, just to test the market in Croatia, but by accident I put an Facebook ad in Serbia also, because I wanted to test something. And in 2 hours we got like a few of more than 10 users from Serbia. So I think especially in a time of recession, you know, it's something that both parts from this supply chain market just need. I mean, it's a win-win situation for everyone, I think, you know. Of course, we will need to invest in advertising and all that. I mean, it will be a huge expense for us, but I think it's a platform that everyone needs.
Carla, I have just two quick questions for you. First, congratulations. It's a lot of scale in a short period of time that you've been able to achieve. So one question is on the platform, how are you handling any type of fraud, or if there's lost packages or complaints? And on the second is, what is your investment ask?
Okay, so about frauds. Okay, I will start maybe with some example of other platforms. For example, you have BlaBlaCar, you have Airbnb. Let's say when the fraud happened to those platforms, the consequences are really hard. You know, you can basically have a person unfortunately killed in a car when you are, you know, driving someone. We choose this model because basically the only thing that can wrong is, okay, let's say this small package. I mean, it always happen. Now in this test period, it didn't happen, because even now we have, you know, all of our users need to log in to leave the details. Then they have grades. Then they have a communication history. You know, it always can happen, but we are diminishing this this possibility. And also today we have talks with insurance company. In the next version we will implement, we will have option, you know, for users to insure the packages. We as a platform, at the time, we are not responsible. We are doing everything in technological sense to maximally diminish the possibility. And in the future, insurance companies will join. About how we are searching about 200K. This is something that we need for platform development, for mobile version, and for first, let's say, for further customer acquisition and advertising.
Nata, you had a question.
Can you hear me, guys? Yes or no? Yes? Okay.
Yeah, I hear you.
Awesome. Well, Carla, coming from Serbia, I can just say that I love the product and the idea. We know how much we need it in this area. However, the question that I do have for you, you mentioned previously BlaBlaCar. So can you shine some light on how you're planning to kind of battle with the competition? Because I can assume that the competitors of yours, such as right now, not BlaBlaCar is not a competitor, but they can become. So how are you planning to prevent them kind of stealing the idea and kind of getting them into their own businesses?
Yeah, I was doing quite a lot of research on BlaBlaCar. I mean, of course, I'm not in house, so I cannot never be sure. But they're really focusing on people. They even have in their terms and conditions that the only packages they want to take are the packages from the passengers. I mean, it makes sense because then the whole idea is broken. They even had this big campaign, and so their slogan is that they are Tinder for transport. So they're really focusing on people, like they want to romanticize this idea of traveling. So I really don't think they will they will move toward packages and you know, remove passengers on the side.
We have a couple more minutes, right? 3 minutes more. So if you have
Okay, okay, sorry.
Marco, do you have addressed the problem of insurance of the box and so on?
Yeah, yeah. As I told, we are now negotiating with insurance companies. So in the next version, we will have option for insurance and this is also a good marketplace for us because they are also interesting. I think the customer acquisition cost for IT for telco and insurance industry is about 200 euros per user. So they are always searching for platform which can bring them closer to end users. And we have package senders on one side and we have drivers on the second side. So for them, it's really interesting. They're all just waiting for us to finish the platform so they could hop in, you know.
Thank you, everybody. If we don't have any more questions, then I will call Uroš and Vedran from Shopnosis. Please do come. The stage is yours. And we'll just need a couple minutes to set up your presentation.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, let's restart the time. So the key activities of brand and retailers are choosing the product which go in store, where to position them, and how to promote them via special locations and marketing materials in store. The problems are that more than 80% of new products fail. Actually, then they don't achieve enough sales. Around 80% of products, when combined, achieve only 2% of total sales. And 30% of marketing is budget waste because shoppers don't see it in store. All these mistakes are very costly. They can easily cost millions of dollars to brands and retailers. That's why brands and retailers need predictive shopper insights right from in-store environment, from in-store context. They need to understand their shoppers, where shoppers go in store, which things they see, which things they interact with, which products design work, advertising design work, where to place all these things, and so on. The issue here is that these insights are often not accessible to brands and retailers. They're just too expensive or take a too long time to get. We are focusing on these two issues to democratize predictive shopper insights. Our solution consists of two modules, two software modules, one for analysis of everything that's happening in store. Shoppers wear camera glasses, and we extract from these videos detailed analytics of everything they see and do in store. The other software module is VR module to test and experiment with everything that goes in store before implementation in physical stores. Okay, now I've lost the. Now you switched.
Maybe move just to the next slide.
Okay. Pause the time.
Ah, yeah.
So in comparing with competitors, our solution is we're only 2 to 5 times lower cost. We are at the speed of business, so our project turnaround is 1 to 2 weeks. We can do total store analysis in any store worldwide without any in-store installations, and our solutions are fully do-it-yourself. When we talk about market numbers, so when we focus only on supermarket vertical, total market is 450 million, and our obtainable market is around 100 million. When we do the bottom-up analysis of how many projects we can acquire per client and number of clients, and this is only for supermarket vertical. Our clients can be divided in 4 tiers. So from globally present ones to more like on one continent than regional ones, and scale-ups, full and startup scale-ups that are entering retail space. How we go to market? We go to market via distributors and referrals. We go directly through our own sales channels and through partnership with retailers. So we have one distributor for English-speaking country already. We have now sales from Serbia and Austria, and we want to expand to Americas and Asia Pacific. And we have exposure to these retailers already through our projects with brands. So yeah, you don't see this one. Brands and retailers pay us annual subscriptions starting from 30,000 euros and fee per ad hoc projects that are on average 10 to 20,000 euros. We do for them data collection, analysis, and insights. So full service. We work with panel providers. Again, doesn't work. Panel providers to provide us participants for our projects. And when we work with market research agencies, they use our tool to build their consultancy on top. So attraction, we started in 2018, working with the one distributor for English-speaking countries. We have clients now in Australia and New Zealand and UK that are recurring. And these are like 5 major retailers and more than 50 major brands. We started our own sales when we developed our VR solution, last year. And we achieved the sales through a big produce manufacturer, Del Monte, that is promoting us now at Walmart. We do with them project on a regular basis, like every 3 weeks they return for more, and they told us they have like USA budget for us around 300,000 plus. Is it true, or we did a lot of stops and now I lost time?
No, you paused. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so this is like our total revenue so far is around 100 million, and there's big potential to scale these revenues with these companies through additional projects with them. This is our future roadmap.
Thanks everybody.
Thanks.
I will go first. What's the percentage in terms of headcount in your R&D team? And second question is around patent or IP of your product.
The percentage of software development in headcount. So yes, we now have 5 software developers from the team of 3 full-time person and 12 part-time employees.
Out of the total is the 30%
12,
of the total?
12, so 5 out of 12.
Okay. Thank you.
And the second question was
if you have any patent or IP already submitted.
We don't have any patents. It's a software product. We don't have patents since it's software. But the thing is that what we actually have and what is the machine learning thing, it's machine learning software. So it's key to have a really good product. A lot of data that needs to be collected over time. We already have more than 1 million shopper interactions in our shopper interactions in our database, from which our software is learning and improving.
I have 2 questions. The first one is on the actual, so for example, you're collecting a lot of information on users that haven't particularly consented for you to have that data. Do you envision running into any regulatory issues because you are tracking people in stores? And I do know a couple models that try that in retail for shops like the Gap to figure out what people were buying, and then they ended up running into some issues. So when do you foresee that? And the second is, could you go over really quickly again your revenue? I think the bell rang and we were unfortunately not able to hear it.
But now I'm not controlling presentation. So can you
go to the revenue slide?
Share presentation again. And it's like the slide number. More. That one?
Yeah, that's the one. That one. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have in total till now 1 million in revenue, but it was on average around 30 to 400K per year. We had like a little bit of a slowdown during pandemic because of in-store restrictions, but now we are back on track as before. And our forecasted revenue is 400K for this year, and then we plan to grow. Now we are stronger with VR tool, so we don't need any more like full in-store presence. A lot of projects we can do through online and our VR.
Yeah, and your other question was about privacy, right? So most of our business is done in Australia, and Australia has super strict privacy laws. And like biggest Australian retailers like Woolworths and Coles, we went through their legal team and we have collected like plenty of in-store recording from Australia. So there might be some, for instance, UK retailers that had an issue with that. So, but like normally our privacy path is really strict procurement practices. So.
Yeah, and we work with retailers. We don't record, let's say, without their consent.
Yeah, everything is consent based. Yeah. So like even like the shoppers who wear those glasses, they also sign their consent. So. It's pretty like we aren't filming everybody, everything is consent based.
Another thing in our software, like I mean, the footage doesn't go out without, let's say, face blurring. Yeah, every footage that can go out are with blurred faces of shoppers that might have been recorded during that.
If I may follow up on this, I'm very interested into learning how this can be disruptive for retailers in terms of changing their practices and improving their business. And coming from there, can you tell us more about this Del Monte project and effects it actually had?
So Del Monte is like just a quick overview. So they are testing a merchandising concept with us, like for Walmart. They are like completely reimagining one category. So like they're testing these merchandising concepts, and they are testing also new packaging. So they basically use our data to take to Walmart meetings when they negotiate with Walmart buyers. So whenever they have some new marketing initiative, they are like, hey, but this research proves this, and that. So that's in really the simplest form how it works.
Yeah, but I'm interested more if this happened in the past already. Did you already see like the effects in terms this improved or changed, that this type of product had increase with sales or something like this? Do you already have this
like a case study. Yeah, we actually have a white paper on that. So we kind of cross-checked our VR through these in-store observations, etc. So we have a white paper on that. So we have a validation, and where so our findings are linked to real-world data and sales outputs.
And retailers and brands, I mean, I guess your question also goes in that direction. Retailers and brands use our data to let's optimize their marketing, optimize their sales. It's like in terms of, let's say, numbers, real numbers and real ROIs, this is confidential. We cannot always share. And also the clients don't always share with us, but they're returning. They are returning to us and always with feedback that it's very valuable to them, the findings and learnings. So it must be very valuable. It's kind of a bit of awkward situation. I see you on one screen. I need to turn to the camera.
You're doing good.
Yeah.
Okay, if we have, okay, I'm hearing myself on both screens. So my question is basically because you mentioned you have a sales team in Serbia and Bosnia. Is there too much of an echo?
Serbia and Austria.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I know you can't. Can the judges hear me now? Nope.
Okay, can you hear me now, judges? Yes?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, perfect. So the question was, you mentioned you have a sales team that is being formed or already doing something in the sales side. So I'm interested to hear more about, so the two of you are.
Yeah.
sales.
Yes,
Okay, can you
yeah.
tell me more about your approach, how you're approaching customers? What is the way that you're currently acquiring new potential clients, except from the word of mouth and obviously using the referrals?
Yeah. So maybe I can. So first, like inbound is super important for us, like LinkedIn. So we had a lot of inbound inquiries through LinkedIn, and we are really trying to be really laser focused to publish some case study results, etc., etc. So in short, so LinkedIn, cold outreach. So we had some success with cold outreach, like cold emails in particular, something like we aren't using Lemlist, but something similar like that. So, and of course, like referrals and distributors. So, but I mean, this is a niche market, and we really have clear buyer personas. And even when we do a cold outreach to somebody like that, we can relate to their like new product or some new shopper marketing campaign, etc., etc. So also cold reach is possible because we like have a really super clear buying personas.
I can only add like industry events to this. A lot of very specialized industry events, and also we have our own podcast that we are launching to start working with like existing big brands and help emerging brands to transfer the knowledge, and through this already to warm up a bit of a connection from both sides.
Okay, sorry, just to make sure that I understood. So basically you're right now kind of doing demand generation through LinkedIn, podcasts, webinars, etc., kind of creating inbound leads coming to you, and then outreach itself, cold outreach is going to come potentially maybe stronger in later stages, but right now you're kind of.
Yeah. We are something along those lines. Yeah.
Like, do we have more time?
10 seconds left, so I think
that's
all right. Cool. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, it was a bit mess with the.
But we managed.
you managed. Beautiful. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Emina, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you see me?
No.
Oh, I'm having a bit of technical issues. Give me just a moment. Hi.
Hello, Emina. Welcome.
Thank you.
You want to share your screen?
Yes, I will share my screen. But at first, I want to say hello, everyone. My name is Amina Kapitanovic. I'm founder and CEO of Motus Health, a digital healthcare startup. I will now share my screen. So I think that vital part of our startup is its backstory. It gives it so much more meaning. In October 2019, my mom screaming woke me up at 5 a.m. because she found my dad lying on the floor. The doctors told us that he had a stroke so severe that he would either die or live his life in vegetative state. In the next 5 months, my mom's small paycheck almost entirely went on rehabilitation centers and hospital bills. I don't remember much from that period, probably because I can't bring myself to relive the story. Then the pandemic hit and he had to come home, and that was horrible because we didn't know how to properly take care of him. I kept thinking, how is it possible that we don't have a solution for an after-stroke care? That's when the idea of Motus app came up, an application for rehabilitation and socialization after the stroke. After several investors reached out to us and we did our own market research, we decided that the best odds for us are to become a German-based startup. When I won regional competition with this idea, it became a big boom in the media because health problems are usually a taboo topic. In the next year, with the help of medical experts, we made a prototype with the goal of making an app that will offer everything for patients and their caretakers in one place. We firmly believe that every patient is like a Rubik's Cube. Each one is different in its own way and needs different steps to get back to normal state. That is why we decided to use customized approach to rehabilitation using artificial intelligence. When the patient starts using our app, he does a test where we assess his abilities in different areas of rehabilitation, such as speech, comprehension, memory, and physical movement. Then he gets personalized therapy for the best progress, which we track over time. This means that Motus can be used by any age and severity of stroke. What makes Motus different is that it's the first app that offers everything for rehabilitation and socialization, and offers personalized therapy developed by medical experts, which speeds up the recovery time. By using a digital solution, our users reduce the costs of rehabilitation and the need for face-to-face contact. Motus also includes the caretakers directly in the process of rehabilitation and improves the quality of their relationship with the patient. Our current market overview is that 80 million people suffer from stroke consequences right now, and unfortunately 14 million more are added each year. Right now, we are in a stroke rehabilitation market, which is valued at 28.8 billion. Our customer segments and business models, which we plan to gain revenue with, is B2C, where we sell directly our app to patients' homes, medical facilities, where our different rehabilitation centers and hospitals use our app in their facilities, and different medical companies such as insurances, pharma companies, and orthopedic device companies. Our competitors on the market have several problems. Their target group is one specific stroke type or one specific country, which makes it unavailable to most stroke patients. Motus solves that problem by offering our solution throughout entire Europe. It's multilingual and it's way cheaper than the other products on the market. We're available on both Android and iOS. Our current roadmap is that we have been partnered with several business accelerators and startup networks. We have made partners with several patient organizations and foundations. And our next step is launching an app in April 2022 and doing crowdfunding for scaling our business. In the next 2 years, we plan on getting our medical device registration, which will enable us to which will enable doctors to use our app on prescription and for insurances to pay for the patients. Our ultimate goal is to basically develop an ecosystem for different neurological and neurodivergent diagnosis.
Mina, we're out of time. Thank you so much. Let's open the questions.
I will stop sharing. Can you see? Oh, you can't see me. Okay, there you go.
We can see you.
Oh, great.
Amina, thank you so much for that, for sharing your story with us and your journey. And it's a difficult one to share, so I really appreciate that you did that. And it's inspiring that you've taken something that was difficult and turned it into an opportunity to help others. I have, maybe a comment and a question. And my comment is, you mentioned just before you finished that you have 2 years to get your certification I may be saying that, or your registration, so the doctors can use that. I think that's a long period of time. It could lead to the business not being as defensible, because it's a lot can happen in 2 years with your competitors, and that leads to my question is, this is an important space, but you did list a few competitors, and the barrier for them entering your market is pretty low. How do you plan to stay ahead of your competitors and move rapidly for your company to launch?
Okay. Sorry. Okay, so the medical device registration is a process where you ensure that your app is safe enough for usage in facilities. So basically, our business model for where we sell directly to patients' homes and hospitals can be implemented right now after the app's release, but for it to be prescribed to be prescribed by doctors and to be paid by insurance, it needs to have that medical device registration, which leads me to your another question, which is our users acquisitions and our advantage with our competitors. Like I said, our competitors have like a really narrow target market where they focus on one significant country, language, and quite advanced types of stroke, which makes them unable to be used by most of the patients worldwide. Also, our customer acquisition plan is via hospitals, our patient organizations such as stroke prevention foundations and associations, and we have quite promotion through them. You know, we offer different discount codes, and even though we haven't released our app right now, we have over 400 pre-orders on our app, which makes it which was our way of testing the app and our market.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I have a quick question on fundraising. And by the way, I think crowdfunding is a really great approach for something like this, because it's going to resonate with that community. And it's also a great opportunity to use it for business development purposes as well. Are you guys bootstrapped to this point? Have you guys taken any money from some of the accelerators you've joined? We just kind of love to hear that story.
Yes, so that's a funny story. My partner, co-founder Kenan, and I were just an IT students, and we obviously were broke. So we had to bootstrap the entire thing up until recently, until we found our co-founders. And the biggest, every single type of money outage, we managed to get for free. For example, our partnerships with medical doctors, which made our entire app, were on voluntary basis, our partnerships with hospitals as well. So we managed to reduce the cost of actual development, prototype development. And luckily enough, we had an investor that could cover our app development. So the reason for crowdfunding is that we think it's mostly for marketing purposes. You know, that way we get to test our app on our target group. We get to get some pre-orders and basically doing amazing things via marketing. And of course, the funds are great. Right.
Any other question?
Maybe if I have just one more question, because you're raising on crowdfunding, what is it, the amount that you want to raise there, and is there any additional funding that you're looking to additional funding or partnerships? Like, what else are you pursuing in terms of capital or capital in kind for the company?
Okay, as I mentioned, we have 400 pre-orders, and recently we found we partnered up with several organizations and included like informal organization for stroke patients. So based on that, we managed to get over 70% of our goal, which is initially was 20K, but we expect to surpass it by a lot. And excuse me, your second question was?
How much are you planning to raise on the crowdfunding platform?
Oh, like I said, we managed to get like 70% of our initial goal, which was 20K. But while doing our math up, I think yesterday, we surpassed it by a lot. We expect to surpass it by a lot.
By how much? Do you know?
We expect to raise around 60,000 euros minimum.
Okay. And how much do you need in terms of funding? You know, how much would you like to raise with crowdfunding or any other initiative? Because you are pitching today, I think, with the expectation to raise.
So, like I said, thanks to our investors, our biggest costs, like production cost, was covered. What we were looking to spend our funds on from crowdfunding is speeding up the registration, medical device registration, and also employing like several native German language salespeople, marketing, since you need to employ people that are familiar with your target market. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. If there's no more questions, I would thank the startups again and the jury. And what happens next is that the jury will take the next 25 to 30 minutes to compare notes and come up with best startup. And in the meantime, Nenad will facilitate the next panel about alternative and hybrid finances. So thank you so much. And I'll see you jury downstairs, in the breakout room in the next 30 seconds. Thanks.